everybody, to another episode of the 6ixYardBox podcast in our brand new studio.
Ciao, where are we?
This is beautiful.
Ciao,
Where are
This
we? It's a
is
place.
beautiful.
It's a place that we recorded before, but with a brand new makeover. And lads, oh my god, I could not be more excited for this amazing fucking studio that we're gonna be in for at least the entire summer and beyond that. I am
that
here
for sure.
joined
For sure.
by my favorite two people in the world right now.
Oh, wow.
No compliment there.
Two of the top three. We got Antoine, we got Blake, and we got myself sitting here in our brand new
Like
studio.
the amount of opportunities that we can.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This like the convenience of this, the professional look, everything that surrounds this. We
Yeah,
can
it's good.
make this.
You guys cooked.
Special.
You guys cooked.
Hey, you're part of the plan.
No,
too.
I know. I did some planning, but like I was away, and you guys, you cooked this part of it, and I appreciate that. Of
course.
I do.
Thank you, my friend. Finish it
Fun.
just in time to talk about Liverpool winning the Premier League, to preview PSG and Arsenal's Champions League tie
Surprised
this
we're
week.
On Thursday we might be. Like,
We-
you might have to come here.
Oh,
We might have to move spots.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
we're here to talk about United putting up another bad performance. We're talking about the El Clasico. We're talking about Jamie Vardy.
Wait, I have a
Leaving
question.
Leicester?
Why do we need to talk about United?
We really
other,
don't.
other than the fact that you're a fan of them.
I'm not saying
I think any
We're not
podcast
talking
in
about-
the world that is talking about footy with no bias to any team is just skipping over United every week.
no. That's fair. Like I don't want to get into the details of our gritty 1-1 draw
gonna
with
get into the
Bournemouth.
details.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't want to because I
He's going to get into the tactical analysis
no
and why the
lads.
Amarim system specifically did not work in that situation.
Yeah,
against
which is
Bournemouth.
why, again, definitely the most biased on this podcast.
100%.
And like I
That's
think
just that's completely ridiculous.
no, it's so true.
that's
I'm
completely.
kidding. I don't think it's true.
You think
Thank,
it's me?
thank you.
I think it's
Thank you.
How?
It is
Oh,
you.
it's
You
not.
put Miles Lewis Skelly in your team of the season.
You put Bruno.
That's fair.
It was kind of fair.
Oh
was
my
fair.
god.
It was
Miles is not fair.
It is fair.
No.
People agree with me.
I think there's just so much more evidence of you being the most biased. in
no,
this one.
absolutely not. Never
you
once.
you go through the
Me
archives.
talking about the rundown has started another argument. Okay, this is so fun, guys. No, keep going, keep going.
No, because like I feel like we're in the new studio, we're in a new space. We have to christen it with a Blake and Julian argument. You know what I mean? Like I feel actually maybe I shouldn't because people don't like when I use like Catholic or holistic terms on this podcast. But no, I think it's you.
That was not a Catholic term. You said Miles Lewis Skelly's God.
No, he said.
No, I
he
didn't say
his
that.
mentality is like God.
Because God has the strongest mentality,
And
bro.
respectfully, anyone that says that, oh, don't compare, he wasn't comparing.
I
them to
wasn't
God at all.
Thank you very
At
much.
all.
Thank you very much. Yo, my
Could God
boy,
could
bro.
God run an Iron Man?
Could God carry the ball in the midfield?
What I'm saying is that when have I ever said that Arsenal were going to win a title before this season when I did back them the one time? And look, it's kind of looking like a good prediction. Never do I think they're going to win the Premier League. I said they weren't going to win the Premier League this
Never.
season.
Do you think they'll win the Premier League?
No, this
Oh,
season,
never, okay.
did I ever say they're going to win the Prem? From day one, I said they wouldn't. From day one, which again, ball knowledge, thank you very much. I'll take my flowers. I'm not
I
biased.
don't even think that's true. I think if we look back at all the episodes, you could say that Liverpool are gettable. Liverpool are so gettable.
No,
If we put a run together,
Nah, I think so
we're-
too. I think so.
Oh my God! Obviously,
Like, this is
in the
revisionist
moment-
history. Yeah, I remember it.
No. Revisionist history. At the beginning of the season, never did I once say that we were going to win the league. Never once did I say Arsenal were going to win the league, and never once were we top of the table. I should have said maybe Liverpool are going to fall off, but I didn't say that we were going to capitalize because we never did. But I always stand firm on the fact that I knew we weren't going to win the league this season and last season. Even when we were 9 points. Even when we were
seriously
9
think-
points up. Even when we were 9 points up. I said we weren't going to win the league.
Yeah, because you're
the
a
only
pessimist.
reason the only reason that you were saying that is because you're a pessimist and you
Dude,
don't
think-
want to speak it into.
So I'm a pessimist. I'm a pessimist when I say we're not gonna win, and then when I do say we're gonna win, I'm a fucking homer and I'm biased. Pick one.
We are 5 minutes into this podcast and Blake is already screaming.
Pick one.
Blake, part of Blake thinks that the Leafs are going to blow a 3-0 lead in this series. And if you and I have on camera his reaction after we fucking conceded that overtime goal, and he's going, "This is
We is crazy.
this is how it's gonna."
Yeah, that's another thing.
We is
Okay, yeah,
That's-
that is
that's
great.
a
That is
different
that is. You know what? I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
No, because last year you weren't giving him that one.
Yeah.
Last year you were all.
Anyway,
I'm a
sorry, go
Leafs
ahead,
fan
go ahead.
too.
I'm sorry.
Well, listen, I don't have a hockey team, so like,
Yeah, no,
it's
you
not
can
like
say
I have multiple
hop
teams.
on.
Okay. But he's saying like, I feel like guys, it's all over. You texted our football group chat saying like, guys, it's so over. It's so over, guys.
I
so
said it was
over.
over because Arsenal and the Leafs are going to play on the same day now, which is like a lot of stress for my heart.
It could be a great day.
But all I'm saying is we can wrap it up, and I can just say that I don't think I'm the most biased because overall, no,
that's
I
ridiculous.
haven't. I'm
That's
just
ridiculous.
not.
It's ridiculous.
You were backing Andre Onana for the longest time.
That is true.
Until now, he's finally like undoubtedly the worst keeper in the league. So you kind of have to go against him.
That's normal fan behavior.
No, he was
That's
backing,
normal fan
remember we were doing
behavior.
the who's better then?
Yeah,
He was backing him.
yeah.
He
Who's
wasn't-
better? Who's better? What?
We were doing the who's better than Andre Onana.
Should we do that?
Yeah,
again?
because you said
I think it definitely has to be a segment that we have to include soon.
yeah.
because you say like Andre Boric is better than Andre Onana, and we have to draw the line
Who?
somewhere.
You mean
Arthur
Villa?
Boric, sorry.
Arthur
Arthur
Miles
Boric.
Villar?
better than Onana?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Miles Villar.
Absolutely better
Roma
than
keeper.
Onana.
Yes.
I know that name, but I
He was like a youngster.
Yeah.
Belgian?
Keeper.
Yeah, I think so.
Was he?
used to play for Benfica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Better than Onana. Absolutely.
Apparently,
There,
he
I don't
was
think there's a
Benfica.
keeper in the Premier League I wouldn't have over Onana, right? Or shit, sorry, other way around. There isn't a keeper in the Premier League that isn't better than Onana.
You think Onana's the worst keeper in the league?
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
not in the league.
Like, should we go with like
But if I say he's not the worst keeper in the league, then I'm getting called biased. But that's not bias. I think that's just still.
But so why
an
is it biased
overreaction.
when I do it?
I
When
think that's
say
an
that
overreaction.
Miles Lewis-Kelly was the best left back in the league this season,
Because he wasn't.
But
Because he
he
started
was.
playing in January.
but he still was the best.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Because you look at the consistency from Kirkes, from Anthony Robinson, and you just compare that to Miles Lewis-Kelly, and it's just not there.
Sure, but in all competitions, which I know it's a Premier League team this season, but we're talking about consistency throughout the time of playing for each of these players. Miles Lewis-Kelly has had the consistency for sure. He has. Just maybe not all in the Premier League.
But if you're making a team of the season,
Sure. I'm just saying. But I don't think overall I'm the most biased. But you can call me that. That's fine. If Arsenal win the Champions League. If
Miles
Arsenal win
Lewis-Kelly
if
the
Arsenal
team
win the
this
Champions
season,
League this season, by the way, we can never get clowned again. Arsenal fans never get clowned again. Maybe if we don't win the Premier League in the next 5 years, never get clowned again, one. And secondly, you can no longer call me biased because I didn't back my team to win the Premier League in any of these seasons. But the one time I backed them to win the Champions League, look what happens. You can not call me biased. You can just call me Ball Knowledge Blake. That's all you're going to call me from now on. Okay, we can go.
Bro.
What a
or
start.
not, who is calling this guy ball noise?
Like,
Guys, I've been right about a lot of things recently.
no, you.
Like maybe not the
Saka
John Durant
Rodrigo.
thing.
That's
but-
it.
What?
Saka Rodrigo.
No, Saka Rodrigo. Rudiger.
He wants an apology, by the way.
I want
For what?
He wants an apology.
I mean, we should find the clip and put it in because
The death
oh
threat
my-
I gave Rudiger? That was actually valid, guys.
didn't-
You're like, what?
I didn't give a death threat, bro. I didn't do that. I would never do that. He probably gave the ref a death threat though. Jesus.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay, we can go.
Do we want to start with Liverpool?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, let's start with Liverpool. A domination over Spurs yesterday. Anfield, even though they. What would you say?
Nothing. I just.
He's so brain rotted, bro. Like,
Oh my god! Did you say an Italian brain rot?
No, I wish.
what'd you say?
I said domination, but I said combination.
Okay.
Like combination, but
5-1 win for Liverpool. They win the Premier League title. Is this the if we're ranking the last 10 Premier League champions, where does this Liverpool team rank?
they're low.
You think they're low?
Yeah.
I don't think they're low.
They're low.
I think they're quite high.
Oh no.
So they're worse than 2020.
Last 10 Champions
Worse than
League champions?
2020.
Premier League
Worse
champion.
than are they worse than last season's
Like they're probably
City team?
yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I thought you were saying champions. Like last 10 champions, like last 10 teams to have won.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so
the
you
last-
can't count all the eras
yes,
of City.
Yes. Each team that won the Premier League,
Okay.
which team are
last
they
10
worse
years.
or better
So
than?
2015, or I mean, I guess
I'm
it's
gonna-
not
I'm gonna-
past
I'm gonna
10
look up
years,
a-
but
Yeah.
Leicester, right?
I think they're
They're better than Leicester.
Conte's Chelsea team.
They're better than Leicester, obviously.
The Invincible, or not the Invincibles, Centurions.
No, right.
2019 City, no. 2020 Liverpool.
It's just because
no.
it's stacked with City. But
That's what-
People
exactly.
are, no, but people are saying this Liverpool team have been handed the league. I don't think that's true at all. They've played tremendous football throughout the entire
They have.
season
They deserve
under
it.
a new coach, by the way, which
Yeah.
we have to talk about this achievement from Arne Slot because it's a great fucking achievement to go into this Liverpool team and win the Premier League in their first ever season. It's not everyone, no one does that.
Yeah.
When was the last time a manager has walked into a team and won the league that same year?
Facts.
Especially in the Premier League too, the hardest team, the hardest league in the world, the most physical league in the world. Everyone's kind of brushing it off. Oh, they've been handed this league. City have had Rodri out, and it's the biggest piece of their puzzle, and that's why they've been on a downfall lately. Sure, that all plays a part, but you can't deny the consistency that Liverpool have had throughout the entire season. I'm sorry, you can't.
So we can go through each of them. So the last one that we can go in the last 10 years, we'll go from like the most recent, or no, the 10th year ago, would be Chelsea. The one after City won it. The one after Aguero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2015 Chelsea. That was Drogba. That was Hazard. That was Mourinho's Chelsea. It was.
Drogba was still there in 2015?
Not sure he was. Starting or no. He was coming off the bench, Drogba. It was Diego Costa leading the line.
Yes, that's who it was.
Diego Costa, Hazard, Ramirez was really good that year. David Luiz was still kicking it.
Mm-hmm. Really good.
That was a really good team, man.
Then we have Leicester. So we can give it Chelsea there.
Because Conte's Chelsea was better.
Conte's Chelsea was better than
absolutely. Leicester, the one team we can like undoubtedly say they're better than is the Leicester team.
But nothing to take away from Leicester. No, absolutely why that but again, so good.
You can also make the same arguments about Liverpool's run to Leicester's run. No, they were opportunistic. The league wasn't as good. Come on.
You could say that because it is the lowest points tally for a
I'm saying Leicester were the absolute beneficiaries of that. Their run, while they played amazing,
yes,
they also were the there's no doubt they were the
Leicester's 2016 point total would not have won them any Premier League title after 2016.
They were undoubtedly.
So why are we comparing them to Liverpool this year?
Because
which is a better team? I think it's Liverpool this year.
I thought it's no doubt Leicester.
No, it's no doubt Liverpool that's better.
Sorry, Liverpool, I mean.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But the reason why Leicester's bad or Leicester's worse than them is because of the same reasons why we're talking about Liverpool being bad.
I think this Liverpool, if you're counting past 10 years, a lot of that is the City era, which is some of the best champions ever. So you're looking at Liverpool at a 7 or an 8. But it's a very kind 7 or 8. Because if we were ranking all the Premier League champions ever, the past 10 years, there would be 7 of the best 10 Premier League champions ever have come in the last 10 years. Liverpool 2020, so many City teams.
Well, exactly. You're totally right. I don't think they touch any of the.
So you saying that this Liverpool team is only the 7th best in the past decade is still a massive compliment to them because it's such a stacked field.
But I feel like that kind of sweeps them under the rug.
I think you could argue them over 2015 Chelsea.
Sure.
Because the way we look at a lot of these players now is how we're looking at a lot of the players back then with nostalgia.
Sure.
In 10 years, we'll be talking
Gravenberch that year.
That's what I'm saying.
Amazing.
There's so many
Van
individual
Dijk,
players that have had
Konate,
crazy
Trent.
seasons. Salah's breaking records.
Exactly.
You have Gravenberch who completely transformed his game. McAllister's one of the best center mids in the
Luis
league.
Diaz, Gakpo.
Yeah,
we're going to be looking back at this team with.
Why are we sweeping this team under the rug?
We're not.
We're absolutely not.
We're not.
I think we are.
I think low
because
key,
you guys are
facts
comparing
are
relative
facts,
to the league, but the reason the league is so shit was because Liverpool's so fucking dominant.
I think the fraudulent one that we're not talking about in the past decade is 2021 City. They were challenged for a little bit by United that year. They lost in the Champions League final to Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. Overall, it was kind of a lull year where they were still recovering from kind of being shit in 2020, and they weren't quite as good as the 2022, the 2023 years, and 2024. That was a low key, not great season from City. They finished on I think 85-ish points, maybe 80. I think overall, they weren't the greatest.
Yeah, guys, this Chelsea team is better than Liverpool. You had Petr Cech and Courtois, Ivanovic, Felipe Luis.
Petr Cech was not that guy. But then
no, but Courtois was that guy. So even if it wasn't Petr Cech, Courtois was that guy.
Ivanovic was past his prime. Still a great player, but past his prime.
Felipe Luis, Gary Cahill, John Terry,
See, those are names that we're looking back at nostalgia, dude.
John Terry 2015 is done.
Is valid as hell because I think he broke the goal scoring record that year. But
what? John Terry.
I said he's done.
Done in 2015? Was he?
Yeah.
What was the year that he broke the goal scoring record for a center back?
Oh.
For a center back,
Oh,
for
I
a
was
defender,
thinking, wait, what?
because he was
It
ridiculous.
might have
from
been
corners.
2015. I think
Was it?
John Terry had a John Terry in his career was never a liability.
Never.
Never. So even if you say he was old, he was never like bringing that back line down, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, they were really good defense that year.
Quadrado, Matic, Mikel.
But then
Mikel was
again-
one that was definitely
John Obi? He was good.
yeah.
John Obi Mikel.
Ramirez, and then Drogba, Hazard,
Drogba was past,
Diego
yeah.
Costa,
Diego
and
Costa,
Willian.
fair.
You had a front three of Diego Costa, Willian, prime Willian,
Yeah.
and Eden Hazard. Pretty
Yeah.
much prime Eden Hazard.
But we're going to be saying the same thing
That's-
about this Liverpool team.
But that's it. We're not looking at this current Liverpool team with the same nostalgia. Like in 10
Sure.
years, we're going to be going like, oh, Luis Diaz that year was
But guys,
crazy.
he wasn't that good this year. Luis
Luis
Diaz
Diaz wasn't that good this
he
year?
really
He
wasn't.
started it off well, but he was
really-
just hot and cold
True.
this season.
True.
He had 12 goals and 5 assists. Like again, we're not just off stats, but it was just
True. What was Willian's stats that year? Can you find that for me?
Yes, I can. Keep talking. Give me a
Like
second.
Salah's year.
Salah's year. This
Well,
is
that-
crazy.
This is
Crazy.
prime Salah.
This
Yes,
is
yes.
maybe the best individual Premier League year of all time.
Absolutely.
Like you
Apart from there,
cannot
Jeremy.
knock that. And the midfield three is crazy good. And I mean, you're talking about John Terry. We can talk about Virgil van Dijk. You know, we could even talk about Konate. We can talk about the best. I believe, and this is from a United fan, the best Premier League right back of all time on
Trent?
the right of your back line.
There's literally only one weakness in that team this year, and it's the left back. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
because
That's
Robertson
all
was
it is.
injured a little
That's
bit.
all it is.
you
You
know?
had both keepers playing well. You had
Yeah.
Allison and Kelleher playing well.
Yeah,
The center backs were sweeping every attacker
Yeah.
that came across them.
they're great.
Trent had an incredible season.
And this
worthy
is a
of team
much
of the-
and this is a much better Premier League than in 2015. I'm sorry. Like back then you had what? Like good teams, don't get me wrong, but like QPR, Adel Taarabt leading that team. Like we could do better. We could do
You
better.
could say the same thing this year with Ipswich. And
You
and
could say that about the
Southampton.
bottom three. Every 17 teams in the league that's giving Liverpool a challenge are a decent side.
I think the only argument with the Liverpool thing is that they didn't have a challenge this year. They didn't.
In terms of like competition at the top of the table,
did.
yeah, but overall talent of the league is better than it was in 2015.
Sure, but you could also say it's not because you just brought up
Good.
the 3 teams that are going down, and that's
But that's just 3 teams.
But that's an issue with the Premier League right now, and that's a big thing. It's happened twice in a row that each of the 3 promoted team from the championship goes straight back down.
And why? Because the other 17 are so good. And because the
so
gap
good,
is too
or
big.
the gap is just vast.
Yeah. Because Premier League teams are so good.
But so is exactly. If a ceiling is rising, that means the ceiling doesn't just rise for everyone but Liverpool. It rises with Liverpool as well. So while everyone gets better, it's not just
yeah.
the teams that aren't Liverpool. It's everyone.
Yeah.
But your point's still valid. But that is something to take.
There's no
into
title
account.
challenger against Liverpool this year like there wasn't really in 2015 against Chelsea.
Fair.
So you can put them, so let's just say, put them over Chelsea, put them over Leicester,
I don't think
maybe 2021 City,
no. I don't think
and
so.
that's all you could do.
I think like 2021 cities, even their midfield, I think is still clear of that.
2021 City, Gundogan was good that year.
Gundogan, De Bruyne, those 2 alone, like kind
And
of
Fernandinho still,
Fernandinho.
and
Those
an aging
3
Fernandinho.
yeah, like again, call me nostalgia merchant, but De Bruyne has been
Again, but like that wasn't their best year. Like
And-
you could look at it on paper. You look at any City team over the past 10 years on
Yeah.
paper, and they're gonna outdo this Liverpool team.
Yeah.
That's just facts. They're gonna outdo any of the United teams back in the day, any Arsenal teams back in the day, because that is City's motto. But how good were those players in that season? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Ruben
Bruno,
Diaz, too,
Bruno
let's not
was
forget.
Bruno was getting compared to De
Probably
Bruyne that
Diaz.
year.
Ruben Diaz, John Stones partnership in 2021.
That's
Everyone
true.
was talking about the best center back partnership in
True.
the world.
True,
Let's not forget that as well.
true. Cancelo was good that year.
yeah.
He was.
He was. I think he was still better in 2022. Like this is the thing. It's like I didn't fear that City team. as
2022
much.
is
Willian in
when
the Premier League in 14-15 only had 5 goal contributions, so he was terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you looked at that like, oh, Willian on the right. That
Well,
front
'cause you
three is
think-
great. That's nostalgia.
Fair. To be fair, though, we can't lie, and I do bring up the stats thing a lot, and I think a player like wingers especially do not always, should not always be judged by their stats alone. However, a winger should have more than 5 goal contributions in 36
Fair enough.
matches. But there is a double-sided sword to that.
Okay.
I put them 9th, maybe 8th. You could put them above Chelsea, but
I would argue for 7th.
So who's
Because-
you're putting them above the City team?
Yeah, I
Tottenham
would.
City.
I would.
Fair. Whatever.
I
That's
would.
fine. Okay. But
Yeah.
they deserve it nonetheless. As the Arsenal fan, I can concede and say you deserve
Low
it.
key and hot take, the best Premier League champion in the past 10 years is not the Centurions. It's not Liverpool 2020. It's City 2019. Telling you.
Where they beat out
Where
Liverpool.
Liverpool were on 97 and they
and they
were
beat
on
up by
99.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can make
Because
that argument.
that challenge
You can make that
was
argument.
crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Either
Also,
way.
might have also been because the title race was so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that game, that 2-1, that City versus Liverpool at the Etihad when I think it was Aguero and Sane scored the 2-1. That was the highest level Premier League game
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time.
Well, and that's the thing. Like revisionist
And Liverpool won the Champions League that year.
They did.
True.
They did.
Revisionist history is definitely a thing with these types of arguments.
Definitely. I think
Which is
as the
fair.
years go on, we're going to be much more appreciative of this Liverpool team.
Maybe.
This Premier League season wasn't the most interesting pound for pound, like all the way down the table.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you're right.
If Liverpool had, if Arsenal were really challenging Liverpool, but Mo Salah kept on like this production and like carried Liverpool like he has been doing, but with the context of Arsenal right behind, his season would be looked at as better and Liverpool's team would be looked at as better. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we're going to give them that recognition with time,
Sure.
but
Which we should.
And again, we did have this argument last pod. I don't know if you listened, but the argument that Arsenal should have made more of a challenge this year, and I play the injury card really hard, and he was like not having it, which is fair.
It does play a part. It
But I
does play a
think-
part.
I know we talked about injuries. We don't have to get into this, but again, revisionist history and hindsight definitely adds a lot to these arguments. And maybe I'm blinded by not my hatred for Liverpool, but my disappointment in the fact that Arsenal were not challenging the season. But kudos to them. They deserved it. Not much to say. They're the best team in the league by far. And I just hope that we can, gain back some points in the overall ranking of football by winning the Champions League. So
Could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen. Definitely nervous for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I'm nervous for it too.
Yeah.
I don't want my podcast to break down.
I'm not even nervous yet. I haven't been nervous watching even the Leafs. I haven't been that nervous watching them this season. It's been weird.
Up to this point in the Champions League, I don't think I've been nervous. Maybe Liverpool second leg when we really needed a.
I was nervous in watching Madrid. That's a lie.
Oh, right.
Oh, of course. You had to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa wasn't really, apart from when they scored those 2 goals in the second half.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
I just want to say Tottenham suck. They're an embarrassment. No, because it's a sub story of the game. But did you see what the Tottenham fans were posting online?
No.
They had a flag, an Arsenal flag that said Arsenal FC bottlers again with a crying emoji on the flag. Some of the fans. And sure, it's funny. You're in 16th. Yeah. We never were once leading the Premier League, and you got thumped 5-1 in a game that doesn't matter, but you want to show some fucking heart, and you're talking about us bottling again. Even I saw Tottenham fans on that Twitter post be like, "Lads, take it down.
Take it easy, bro.
What are you doing?"
No, I don't mind that.
Of course,
Like, did you see?
No, but you need to mind that because
doesn't.
if you're talking shit, at least have some sort of
Yeah.
cushion that you played good this season.
Like, did you see
No,
what
but-
Everton fans did to Liverpool?
What?
You didn't see it?
What Everton fans did to Liverpool?
Let me get this.
But
That's
no,
different.
that's different.
You're
That's
talking about the flares?
Yeah.
That's different.
I think that's different. too.
That's different.
That's so different.
That's a funny joke. This is you're going out of your way to take a shot at a different team that's not even involved in the game, and that
Or the title, to be honest, they
Yeah.
didn't really bottle it. Let's be
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They didn't bottle the league this year.
That's fair.
Bottling it would mean that they were in the lead at some point, challenging for the title.
Yeah.
Which they really weren't.
never
Yeah.
were.
And you know what? Tottenham fans at heart do have that same thought. The goal of that sign is to rattle Arsenal fans, and it seems like
it
it did
worked.
the job.
No, I don't give a shit. I
Clearly.
Okay, I won't bring up a topic on the podcast then. You know what? Again, see, this is what is frustrating because this is what I talked to you about last week. I'm talking about how they're just lost 5-1. You don't even care about that. You're talking about you're focusing on the point about how Arsenal fans are rattled. Again,
You brought-
this goes
you brought it
no,
up,
you
mate.
focused on that. This is again my point.
But
United,
that was the goal of
sure,
of the
of the
Tottenham
side.
but
fans.
United and Tottenham this entire season have not been nearly scrutinized as much as they should be. They're in 14th and 16th respectively. Embarrassing, terrible. Both managers should probably be sacked.
One of the two.
Emery not because of context, but in layman's terms, looking at it from a basic perspective, in no way would any United manager survive coming 14th without getting sacked at the end of the season.
But Blake, this is, I mean, if we really think back to this season, all but maybe 2 times this entire season, I've come to the studio bragging about United with hope. Every other week is, oh my God, a draw with Ipswich, or oh my God, we got pummeled by Liverpool, or blah, 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 this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And at the beginning of the season, that was a lot more emotionally draining, and it was a lot more enjoyable for you, I'm sure. But by the time you get to loss number, 10, 12, 15.
I get it, but
Then like, we're numb to United being bad this season. We're not going to talk about them drawing against Bournemouth because it's usual. It's the usual. It's the usual.
That's fair.
So, yeah, you could say we haven't clowned them enough, but I think the fact that we're not talking about it and it's normalized is
worse.
even more damning than if we made a big deal
I
out of it.
suppose. It's embarrassing.
It is. It's embarrassing.
Especially the Tottenham one. Like, and it pisses me off. Sure, you can call me rattle, but it pisses me off that that's your takeaway. You're supposed to rattle Arsenal fans. No, it shows the level of Tottenham and how stupid their fan base is, and how deluded they are, and the fact that they can't even focus on winning a game against their opposition, and all they care about is holding up a sign to the team that they've been rivals with for their whole lives. Or I guess we moved to North London, but we're so far ahead of them that a sign that doesn't even have any plaudits to what the actual season was.
That's tribalism.
Goes waves on Twitter.
That's what football fandom is. City were still rattling us when we were challenging for trebles year in, year out, and they were in the championship.
It's different, though. There's context in this thing. Like, there just is.
That's rivalries, mate. Like, that is,
Sure. I don't know.
They could go down to League One, and they will still be rattling you guys. And you could go down to League One, and you will still be rattling them. That is how
they will not be rattling me if
works.
they're in League One. I promise you that.
Sunderland fans still talk shit on Newcastle, even though they should be.
You're not going to hear my point.
Even though they should have so much shame with the disaster that club is.
Yeah, but you can still acknowledge that it's a stupid fucking thing that makes no sense. Like, they just shouldn't. It's just stupid. But you won't acknowledge that because you fucking hate Arsenal at your core.
Buddy, what?
No, you actually do. You actually do. You have a slight, and maybe it's a slight against me. I don't know. But you actually hate Arsenal more than you like to admit. You know I hate United. You know that for a fact.
Yes.
You as a person hate Arsenal way more than you want to admit.
And if we were in swap places, you were in 15th, whatever, and we were challenging Liverpool for the league, you would be clowning us, right? You wouldn't be like, oh, I would love to clown you, but I have too much shame. No, you would still be clowning us because that's how football fandom works.
Yeah, but again, you can also clown someone, and then after the fact, realize that it was stupid to clown them. People go up 1-0 and they clown, and then they lose the game, and you still go, you're a fucking idiot for saying that. They're fucking idiots for having that sign up. At the beginning of the season, sure. Or when it actually matters, sure. But the sign doesn't even make sense. That's my point. And you're not even worried about the right things because you're close to getting relegated, and you're talking about us trying to do that. And the sign, once again, had no real merit to be even made. It didn't even make sense. That's my point.
But you're not rattled.
I mean, I'm more rattled by you just not understanding it. This is what I'm saying. Your biases, you like to play the innocent card all the time. But your biases and your opinions on things are way more aggressive than you like to admit.
Listen, mate. United could go down to the championship this year, and I will still come here clowning Arsenal, clowning City,
then you're just
clowning
an idiot.
Liverpool,
Well, you're just
if
an idiot.
clowning rival teams.
If you were the one that was in 16th place,
Yeah.
and Spurs are second in the league, playing against, or Arsenal's playing Liverpool to basically, if Liverpool win, they win the league,
Yeah.
and they stop Spurs from winning the league. Are you not kind of a little bit happy and clowning Spurs for not winning the league after they've sincerely bottled it?
If I'm in 16th, no.
I think you are.
No, I'm not.
I think you are.
If I'm in 16th, no. Do you think
you're not having any passion for the game whatsoever? Because
I'm gonna hope that we win, but I'm not gonna clown. My team's in 16th place. and the other team is about to potentially win the Champions League. You think my mind is gonna go to, haha, you lost the league that you were never supposed to win, that you were never gonna win? No, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I might be happy that we stopped them from winning the league on that day, but shit.
So Everton fans never have a right to clown on Liverpool.
Of course they do. But this is a different situation, Julian. Everton has always been the little brother of Liverpool. It's always been that way, at least for the last part of the 20.
So you're talking about because Spurs are lower compared to their standards.
That 100% also has to do with it.
Yes. Well, you could say the same thing for Everton. Everton, a couple years ago, year in, year out, 7th to 9th place.
Yeah, but
and now
Tottenham been to a Champions League final in the last 10 years. They're not supposed to be in 16th.
I'm not saying that I'm not defending Tottenham's position whatsoever here.
You are.
I'm just saying, let fans be fans. This is fan behavior.
Let fans be smart fans.
And if you were in 16th, you would have every right to be clowning on Tottenham in the same way.
Bro. No, you wouldn't.
And I would not be.
That's not how sports works. Do you think teams that miss the fucking playoffs? You think if the Habs miss the playoffs and okay, let me.
But this happens every.
Let me.
Sam would still clown you every year, even when the Habs weren't making the playoffs.
No, but not right after, not before something even happens. Nothing even crazy has happened yet. I don't know why we're having this argument. You just like to argue with me, Julian. You really do. Obviously, fans can have banter. That's how these things work. But be smart about it. Don't just talk shit out of your ass because you think it's okay. That's dumb. That's just an abuse of free speech that makes you look like an idiot. Wow. No, it is though. If you're gonna say something and put it online, you should want the reaction. So if you want to get reactions, sure. But you should have like a reasoning for it that makes sense.
They do want reactions. They do want reactions. That's why they bring it there.
Sure.
They want.
But it's still stupid. And you're in the minority in this one, by the way. Go on Twitter. Go on TikTok. Look at all the things I'm talking about. You're in the minority.
Okay.
Will do.
You just is. I swear to God. Look at the Tottenham fans on TikTok. You're in the minority.
Okay.
I'll show you after.
Fair enough. All right. Shall we go to Spain?
We shall.
Okay. We are 33 minutes into this episode, by the way.
Wow. Already?
33 minutes of the recording. I don't know what made we started.
It's fine.
Yapping.
Good conversation. Or I've just been yapping. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, next argument we get into, was Blake right about Rudiger, guys?
Yes!
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. A dramatic game, but Barcelona for the third time this season coming out on top against Los Blancos. And this is the most embarrassing one yet, even more than the 5-1, even more than the 4-0.
You think so?
Not 5-1. Was it 5-2? 5-2?
5-2.
5-2. Even more than the 4-0. Genuinely, I think that.
For Real Madrid, it's embarrassing. Just because of the way they acted.
Genuinely embarrassing for Real Madrid.
Not the game in itself, because I think that's Real Madrid's best game of the season.
Them going out of the Champions League was bad enough, but not even a week later, or just over a week later, to have another trophy slip through your fingers and prove to the world once again that Barcelona are better than you. Also, to have your best center back suspended for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Should be a while. If it's not a while, there's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a real problem with football if it's not a while.
Yes.
They are like
This is symbolism more than any of the other results.
they're like that spoiled kid you went to high school with.
I was just about to compare them to a spoiled kid.
Yeah. Like rich parents, get everything you want.
Yep.
They just won the Champions League, still
Don't even have to try, and they win the
The
Champions
best
League.
club of all time.
Yeah.
Got the best
Everyone
player in the
regards them,
world
15 Champions
for free.
League.
The goddamn minute they feel slighted, the minute things go rough for them, crying about the refs, want to reschedule games, want to throw shit at the officials. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you think a team that has won so much would understand and know how to act when they're losing? But it's like they've never lost in their lives before. It's embarrassing.
It is.
This is an embarrassing season for Real Madrid in every aspect that you can think of. I remember the first thing that really started ringing the alarm bells was them boycotting the Ballon d'Or ceremony. We all remember this. When Vinny wasn't announced that he was going to be the Ballon d'Or, they boycotted the ceremony. Then, if we're talking in the game, nothing this season has proven that they're a good football team. They played horrendous football from
Tactics, bro.
September to now May. Horrendous football. On top of that, you want to talk about more boycotting? They boycotted the Copa del Rey literally this weekend. It started when the referee started crying and them making ridiculous.
So I haven't
claims.
even seen that. What was it? Just talking
Basically-
about the pressure.
In Spain, they between during finals in Spain, they make refs have press conferences,
which is amazing.
no, I think it's fucking ridiculous.
Really?
First of all, I think the second you let
I think
a referee
pre-matches kind
the
of whack.
second you let a referee show their vulnerability to the media, then both sides can interpret it in a negative way for themselves, which is exactly what Real Madrid did. It's
Yeah.
exactly what they did. They capitalized on that, and they said that since he cried because Real Madrid makes. Let me give you the rundown. Before the game, when the referee is announced, Real Madrid TV put out a compilation of every single mistake that referee has made against them.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That then goes to the referee. So the referee has a son who goes to school. His Real Madrid friend classmates calls his dad a thief. So the referee a thief. He comes home crying. What
banter,
picture does
innit?
that paint for his dad?
Just banter in it.
Against the refs?
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, I mean,
No,
when you get to
his
the
dad is
ref's
getting
child,
called
that's
a
a little
thief.
bit. It's,
He's coming home crying. The dad is sad as hell. He breaks down in the press conference, and now Real Madrid say that he's going to be biased against them. So now they decide to boycott the Copa del Rey, not do any press conferences, not go to public training. So many of these things that would happen without that. And just because the ref did a press conference, now everything is messed up.
Yeah.
So that's why they shouldn't do press conferences in the first place.
yeah, it's fucked up.
But that's another aspect of Real Madrid having an embarrassing season is them boycotting that. They boycotted everything. And on top of that, they're complaining to the ref after the game, after in unbiased eyes, everyone can agree the referee was with them, was on their side during the game. There are so many calls in that game that the referee made that should have gone against Madrid that have gone for Madrid. There's 3 penalties that the referee missed. There is a Chouameni red card that should be missed, that was missed, that he should have been sent off in
Yeah.
the 20th minute.
Facts.
And then he goes on to score the goal to bring them to give them the lead
Yeah.
in the 80th minute. So why are you complaining when you got completely bailed out after crying like little bitches before the game about the referee? You still pull out that embarrassing bullshit at the end of the game, throwing bottles at the referee. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's genuinely embarrassing. Every aspect of their season is embarrassing. It's a season to forget.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Rudiger definitely deserves a ban. I guess he's always had a mean streak in him, but after he stomped on Lewis Skelly, sure, call bias. We can call bias. After he stomped on Lewis Skelly, I like my opinion on the man just absolutely changed, and this just reaffirmed it. What a fucking loser! What an absolute loser!
100%.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get a lengthy ban, a lengthy ban, like a Suarez bite type ban,
Yeah.
I think there's a problem with
Suarez bite. Haven't thought about that in a while. Which one? Bite 1 or bite 2?
bite 2.
Okay.
I think you got a long
That
ban
long,
bite
eh?
too. I think so.
Crazy that one of the best strikers of our generation had a biting problem.
Mike Tyson, isn't it?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But no.
I want to play devil's advocate just on the referee thing.
I have a point about Suarez real quick. This is a crazy tangent.
Okay.
You know, Patrice Evra is going to MMA.
I saw that.
You saw that?
He wants to
He
fight
signed with a
Suarez,
PFL,
yeah.
and he said, "My first opponent, I want Luis Suarez."
Interesting. That's it?
Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough.
No, but like-
yeah, fair enough. I didn't. That's a good piece of information. I won't lie.
Player devil's
He's,
advocate.
he's,
Okay,
no,
so-
he's on a good little streak here.
Yeah.
He went on inside.
Went on inside.
Was a fan favorite on inside.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's
Didn't
building
watch
out
it.
his own channel. I think he's involved
Yeah.
with the Baller League. Is that right? Is
Yeah,
that
he
wrong?
is.
He's involved
He
with
is
Baller League.
involved with Baller
He's
League.
he's doing a podcast with like. Have you seen?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
podcast?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like he
Good
does
for
like
him, man.
stupid puns in the podcast. He's like, if I can't think of one, but like, it's stupid puns that he does, and it goes viral on TikTok.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's doing MMA.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's gonna get embarrassed though, low key.
Fair.
Hey, if he trains hard, we know he's a hard worker.
No, trust me. It'll be like a CM Punk situation.
Yeah.
Shout out CM Punk, bro.
Anyways,
Well, not in MMA.
player devil's
Okay,
advocate.
but devil's advocate.
Go on.
The only thing I would say is that it holds referees accountable. This is more for North American
Post
sports.
game, yes. If you want to do post games, I'm
Yeah.
still a little bit iffy about it, but sure.
Oh,
Explain
post-game,
your
that's
decisions,
That's
yeah.
what I want. But before is a little crazy.
Yeah.
But post game, absolutely.
About your decisions on that game,
Yes,
not
yes, yes.
about how the team is making you feel.
Absolutely. That yes. Okay, we're on the same page.
The fact
yeah,
that
yeah, we're on the same page.
the fact that he even opens up about that aspect of his life, the referee,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
it's stupid.
Yeah, it's kinda
I
crazy.
think as soon as he makes that declaration about his son getting bullied because of Real Madrid TV or
Mm-hmm.
and him breaking down. As soon as he breaks down, no matter how ridiculous the claims of Real Madrid are for changing the referees, I think the referees should be changed at
Yeah.
that point there.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is why, remember when we had the ref talk about Arsenal and I said referees can never be truly unbiased?
It was proven in that game.
Yeah.
In that game specifically, he didn't make one single call right. I'm sure in every whistle that he was blowing, there's that voice in his head telling him, "Did I really make that? Was that really the smart decision? Am I gonna get backlash? Are they gonna make another compilation of me making mistakes against Real
Yes.
Madrid?"
Yes.
You
Crazy
cannot.
And
take
that's
that.
why I think Real Madrid said it to plant that in his head. Because I think even subconsciously, like you try to look almost biased for Madrid to balance out
Yeah,
the
exactly.
bias
Yeah,
you're thought to have
which is
against
exactly
Madrid.
what happened.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Anyway,
Yeah.
We talk about the game itself.
Let's talk about the game itself. Not many bright spots for Real Madrid, but I'll tell you what, Antoine. I didn't think Bellingham looked bad.
He was very good.
Yeah.
He was
Probably the
very
best-
good.
probably the
There
best
was just
midfielder.
that one moment where
where he's
Pedri
literally on
sunned him.
Yeah, literally.
I'ma
he's
take your
on,
ball
you
and
know the
then I'ma
family
score
picture?
this.
He's on the family picture of the goal. He passes the ball to Kubarsi, who by the way had a great game. Everyone's kind of sweeping him under the rug. Like he was good. He had a great game. I think he was man of the match in that game. Anyways, intercepts that ball and then he goes like this.
he just stands there.
Stands
too.
in the
Just stands
midfield
there.
like this. I just fucked up a pass and
It's
then
like-
Pedri just
How-
super ping to.
Have you
to
seen that
Yamal.
meme of the it's like the black guy?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
that was literally
Literally what it was. What are you doing?
What is he doing?
But great game from him, by the way. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The best midfielder on that pitch.
Did Arsenal break Jude low key?
I still think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, man.
Yeah, he is.
Like I do think there was too much hate on Jude after
No,
the Arsenal tie.
After the Arsenal tie, I think that he was totally justified.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was bad. He just ran for no reason. Ran to nowhere. He's just a runner.
but he was
ran.
But when Real Madrid are down 1-0, he is the best player on the pitch at that time.
Yeah.
Mbappe had a great game too, I thought when he came
Little
on.
free kick.
Yeah, he changed the
Changed the
Goulet
entirety of
and
the game.
Mbappe substitutions
Yep.
changed the game. I don't know why they didn't start with that.
Well, I think
Well,
Mbappe was
injury.
injured going into it.
Even Goulet, bro.
But Goulet,
we talked about,
I
we
like
talked
him.
about Goulet not getting minutes.
You guys have been on Goulet for a while.
He's a spectacular player, I think.
Yeah.
He is.
I think he has great potential.
Come to
Maybe
Arsenal,
not.
man.
Maybe it's not smart starting him in Champions League's game, but bringing him on early.
Better than
I
Odegaard.
love it.
Come start.
I'm kidding. That was
Better than Odegaard.
that was an ambitious fish.
That's
That
fine.
was an ambitious fish.
Bro, half of these Real Madrid players should come to Arsenal and everything would be good. Guys, just imagine.
what?
If Mbappe,
Why are we going back to Arsenal?
Like,
Imagine if
can
Mbappe
we-
was
No,
on
we're not
Arsenal,
doing
bro.
this.
Just imagine. Just imagine.
We're not doing this.
Sorry.
We're not doing this. Look at this guy. On Barca's side, let's hit some Barca players. I think
I thought Chesney played well. From what I saw,
Chesney had a decent game. He had some
Oh, wait,
important
I want to
stops.
talk. I want to talk about Yamal
I want to talk about Yamal too.
because the risk to reward on dyeing your hair like Neymar right before the final and making a big deal on it, bro. The risk on that is fucking crazy. And for the first half, I mean, he got the assist, but like I didn't see Yamal crazy, and I was like, if Barca lose this, he will get clowned
He will.
on.
Lamine Yamal didn't have a great game on.
He bagged 2 assists,
top.
but it wasn't like crazy impact he had.
He didn't have a great game at all. I thought he was quite silent, but he did get those 2 assists, and
And the
that's what
second
makes
assist in
him
particular
so good. That's
was
what makes him so
crazy.
good. That even when he doesn't have the craziest games, he still
Yes.
pulls out moments of brilliance
Yes.
like that second assist.
Yes.
That's what differentiates the good players.
good
from
players
great,
from the great.
players. You can have a
Absolutely.
stinky game, but in that one moment where your team needs you and you need to equalize, you need to bring the score back. You're the guy to rely on. You're their
Facts.
guy. That pass to Ferran Torres is spectacular.
Ridiculous.
Spectacular.
And I think Courtois and Rudiger should both do better on that.
Courtois more than Rudiger, I think. But yeah.
Even Rudiger, as the ball's crossing, the ball is
nah,
like
it's hard.
No, it's hard. It's
hard.
against your momentum. Like
Yeah.
you don't really see it first of all because it's kind of behind you in your blind spot.
Yeah.
And like you can't really kick out a leg as
Yeah.
you're like in the running.
I think he
motion.
should slide as
Like before-
Ferran takes the shot. Because he tries
Instead
to
of trying to
catch
meet it
up
at
the
the
ball.
goal?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think as it was crossing Rudiger, it was like his blind side. But again, I would argue as a defender, you should be looking at that and not looking forward. I think if he slid earlier as Ferran was taking it, the ball as it came to Rudiger was not even 3 feet in front of him. Like you could pause it on that
see
clip
this
and
again.
see how close it was to it.
I have to
I
see
think
this
if he
again.
slid out at an earlier time, he could have got there.
Maybe.
Courtois should be doing
Courtois
better
is-
there.
is
It's
the
one
one.
of those communication moments.
Yeah.
But he just went early, so like it was just a decision thing,
It was a
right?
decision making thing.
He went early and then I don't know, he couldn't.
But again, it's the pass by Yamal that opens up that
Yeah.
that
And
opportunity
that's
to
why
do it
he is so good, because he can have a bad game and still
and pull one of that out.
pull that out.
Yeah.
Valid.
And he had a
Rafinha,
shot that almost went
On
in.
the other hand, Rafinha,
Rafinha
You saw those reports, eh?
horrendous game.
reports.
The reports about him
Would
getting
have
an
accepted-
offer
Yeah, he would have accepted
from
Saudi.
Saudi.
He said no
Please
before
no.
the season
So
started.
Please no.
Yeah.
Oh, before the season
I
started.
was gonna
okay.
say so. Essentially, last year he just said that he got an offer from Saudi,
That's-
or no, this year he got an offer from
No,
Saudi.
I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it was before the season started before this season started. He told the media that if he had had an offer from Saudi in the millions or whatever, like Saudi
Yeah,
offers
yeah.
to every player now, he would have accepted it. That's what. I thought.
Wow.
I thought it was this year, like he just recently got one.
No, I'm pretty sure it's.
Okay, whatever.
It's the
That makes
But
sense.
he said he was in a really bad mental
He was.
space,
Yeah.
and like he didn't feel comfortable or he didn't feel good about his game, and now obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. But
But
Barca
his-
fans were talking about Rafinha going. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because the big talk was Nico Williams.
Yeah, that's
God
true.
damn.
That's true.
It's gonna.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, he had a bad game against Real Madrid. He had a really, really bad game. He was taking his chances way too soon.
Yeah, he was quiet as fuck.
He
Can I say though,
his shots were poor.
in the second half of extra time,
It's harsh.
that was one of the best dives I've ever seen. That was like
Oh, I didn't see it.
when Asensio brought him down.
Yeah.
Immediately I said penalty, and Asensio was going like
Yeah.
saying no, but
Yeah.
bro,
Great dive.
I was like, what is this guy doing?
Great
This
dive.
is obviously a penalty.
Yeah.
It looked bad. Like it wasn't until the slow motion replay that went like, oh my god, he wasn't caught
At all.
at all.
At all. Maybe a hand on the back, but that's it.
That's it.
That's literally it.
Great dive, Rafinha.
Great dive.
Great dive. But besides
Great
that,
dive.
he was wank.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
But yeah, talk about Koundé, man.
Man, Koundé.
Didn't know
play-
he had a shot in him like that.
Did
We-
I know he had a shot in him like that?
We were
Absolutely
saying,
not.
does Courtois need to do better there?
No. I think it's too fast.
If it's Onana, you're saying he should be doing better there.
No, it's too fast, and he's also a little bit blinded by his center back,
Facts.
so he can't really see
Can't
it.
forget about that.
It's like a what do they call that? The daisy grazer, something.
Daisy cutter?
Daisy cutter.
Grass
Was it a daisy
cutter.
cutter?
Grass
Grass
cutter.
cutter.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Was it? It's like
I don't even think that was a grass
no,
cutter.
It was. It was
kind of
a-
looked like it though.
It was just a low shot.
Yeah.
Great performance from him. Great performance from him. Completely locked up Rafinha,
Mm-hmm.
which is why he had a shit game because Koundé was so good.
Wait, what?
Completely locked up Vinny,
There
which
you
is
go.
why he
I
had
was
a,
saying-
which is why he had a shit game because
Yeah.
Koundé was so good.
Yeah.
And in extra time, just takes the ball into the midfield and
Yeah.
and scores a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
I think his season overall is symbolic of that game. It's just consistent throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Is he one of the best right backs in Europe now?
Yeah, he's second for sure.
Yeah.
Above Trent?
That's been
Above Hakimi.
consensus for a while.
He's better than Trent?
He's better than Trent, I think. This season at least, he was better than Trent.
So Hakimi and him.
Hakimi and him
this is
top
what I
two.
mean. And then
No, but it's not. It's not.
how are
It's
we
not ridiculous
how are
to
we
say
not
that.
calling
But you
somewhat
didn't-
But it's
biased
not
on this?
ridiculous to
Lad,
say that.
Why are you saying
Trent.
you didn't even put him in your team of the season?
Yeah, because Olaena had a better season.
I don't think he did. First of all, I would have put him in my team of the season, Trent.
Okay.
But I don't think.
We're putting two of his favorite players, two of his lovely
No,
players.
But
that
do
he
they
loves.
not deserve it,
But
Blake?
they absolutely deserve
You
it.
don't think he's better than Trent? You don't think Trent's
Koundé
better?
or Trent, I would.
You gotta go Trent.
Koundé's obviously had a better season, but I would still edge Trent.
No,
Edge
I wouldn't.
Trent right.
He always. I remember at the beginning.
I
of the
don't
Koundé
know,
has
man.
had
I
an
don't know. Koundé's had an
exceptional season.
exceptional season.
Julian,
Exceptional season.
Me and him are always on the same side. Look at me here.
No,
Remember his
I'm
stuff
sorry.
at the beginning
This
of the season?
season,
with, like,
I'm
the PSG
not
stuff?
taking Trent.
I remember last year about him, PSG winning the league. winning
Hakimi
the
number
Champions
one.
League.
Hakimi number one. we'll
Hakimi
say.
number one.
Thank you.
Hakimi number
Thank
one.
you. Thank you.
Hakimi number one.
Thank you. Koundé number two.
Koundé has been very good
Hey,
this year.
why
just
you
hate
guys-
me. You
No,
just
No,
hate
I
me.
don't, Blake. No, I don't.
Lad.
I also know he watches Barcelona.
No,
and we
he's a
have,
ball walk.
and we will barely watch a lick.
Fair.
A couple more licks here.
You have a lot
and
more
there.
licks than I do.
Yeah.
I'm getting on it. I watched that. Getting on it. Yesterday I was busy, but
I watched the biggest match in Spain this year, guys. But
W.
yes.
I'm just saying. We
Koundé
need
is two. Koundé is two. You
Slight
look at
fraud
the
watch.
season.
Slight fraud watch.
No, you look at the
On
season.
Koundé?
No, on Antoine.
Lad.
Slight bias watch. Slight bias watch.
No.
No,
This guy said PSG was gonna win the Champions League last season.
Okay, it's
That
like,
was
it's like what
biased.
any
That was
fan
biased.
like wants to. It's like
He's
we
had his
wanna-
biased moments. I'm not. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
I'll
we
even
all have.
admit that I've had.
But I
biased
think
moments.
to say that Hakimi and Koundé is number 2
Okay,
is an
fair.
opinion
Okay,
you'll
fair. Okay,
find
fair.
a
Okay,
lot
fair.
more
Okay.
than just from
Absolutely.
Antoine.
Okay, fair. Okay, fair.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair. I'm just taking a mental note.
What makes Koundé so good this season is that he's kind of transformed his attacking game because he's always been good in defense.
That's a good point.
He was a center back. He's a center back originally. He's an
Yes.
original center back, but he's been moved to right back over these last few years, and his attacking production wasn't great at all.
Yeah.
But this year, it's been very good. The crosses he sends into the box, the passes he can find, the pings to the other wing, it's very consistent, and it's been consistent throughout the entire season, while also maintaining that defensive prowess that he's had throughout his entire career. You look at his games for France. He was very good for France as well in the Nations League, in the friendlies, a key piece in the French team.
All right.
What?
We're talking about friendlies. Come on.
Okay, but
Come on.
Nations League.
Sure.
You can take the friendlies out of there. Nations League. All right. He was good.
All right, fair. Sure. I'll give it you.
When was Trent good this year?
I mean,
Apart from the Premier League season. In the Champions
He-
League, was he good in the Champions League? Wasn't great.
well, yeah,
Did
but
he play for England that much? No.
Trent's bad games are a lot more publicly scrutinized
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because there's
absolutely.
Because
especially
he's a bigger player.
us three
English.
will be watching Liverpool
Yeah.
a lot more.
He gets dribble pass, and we're like, oh my god, it's
yeah.
Trent can't defend once again. But fair. I'll give it you.
Thank
I'll give
you.
it I'm just making
That's
notes.
fucking crazy. No,
I
that's
need to
insane.
keep receipts now because I need more evidence for when I bring up stuff, so I don't get clowned.
And when I say Dembele is better than Saka, is that a problem?
It's not it's that is more of a problem, I'll say. Because I don't agree with you on that.
It's fine.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next topic. We are 53 minutes.
Did you guys see? Hold on, sorry. Do you guys see Carlo Ancelotti's leaving after the end of the season and where he's
I
Yes.
going?
didn't see that.
Yes.
So he is taking the Brazil job. I thought
Apparently.
he wasn't.
Apparently,
We should clip up those Xabi Alonso conversations we had
yeah,
last week.
we should.
We should.
Was I in there? No.
You were there. You,
You
were
were.
there. It was the Remonada episode.
Ramonada. It's a great title.
That was a fantastic title from
great
you.
title.
Fantastic
Thank you.
title from you.
Thank you very much.
Our most viewed episode. By a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the clips that did very
The
well.
clips did that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, what's next on the agenda, Blake?
So we can either, depending on timing, like we obviously don't want to go too long.
Yes.
You know, there was some Prem stuff. Or we don't have to do the ESPN thing. I think we just do Prem stuff and then Champions League.
The ESPN thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
we need to do
I just want
Okay, so
Give it a
let's
touch.
ESPN. Show me ESPN.
to give it a touch.
Touch me.
You don't have it?
No.
I'll pull it up right
I
now.
have it on my computer if you want to give it to me.
I
Because this is
just
like my
want
blind reaction.
I just want to say like
For context.
one of the worst lists I've ever
Okay,
seen.
for
Remember
context.
in the summer they did like top 25 footballers of all time.
Yes.
Horrendous list.
Yes.
We completely redid it.
Yes.
They did their top 25
Oh, that was fun.
or top
Thir-
31?
39. Top 39.
young players
Youngsters.
that was
of
fun.
21 and under.
So 21 and under.
Even worse.
Okay.
Shall I go through the entire list?
Go
We'll do it
for
quick.
Go for it.
39, Yankuba Minte.
We're doing all 39? Okay.
38, Nico Paz. Big jump, in my opinion, from 39 to 38. Nico Paz has been one of the best youngsters in Serie A this season. 37, Endrick.
Too low.
Way too low.
Way too low.
Absolutely too
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
What, just because he didn't play any minutes? He didn't play
But
that
he's
many
been
minutes?
good in those minutes. So like
He's been decent in those minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about him in El Clasico. Fucking horrible. Anyways. Archie Gray, 36. You're putting Archie Gray over
Archie Gray
Endrick.
over Endrick.
Which, by
Wow.
great potential.
Archie
we'll
Gray's
be
not
on-
bad.
He's
Good
not
potential.
bad. But over Endrick?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Let's be serious here. Malo Gusto, 35.
Forgot he existed.
Seems low.
Giovanni Quenda, 34.
That seems fine.
Over Endrick?
I'm not talking about over.
He has
now, 'cause
potential,
Obviously, Endrick should
but-
not be that low.
but-
But 34 seems alright for him.
There's obviously a talent there. You
Yeah.
want to know who's 33, Blake?
Yeah.
Ethan Nuneri.
Okay. I don't want to talk. Can we? I'm over this list already.
Too low.
Just
man.
like I don't even want to know anymore. I'm over it already.
keep going. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
32, Jamie Gittins. 31, Antonio Silva. 30, Miles Lewis Skelly.
Okay.
Way too low.
29, Rico Lewis.
Oh my.
Like,
Come
lad,
on.
he is not that good.
Hey, he scored a good goal at the weekend.
He is.
We have
he was
not talked about
playing
the FA
striker.
Cup
He was
games.
playing striker.
Oh yeah.
We've not talked about the FA Cup
yeah, we
games.
have
He was playing striker at the weekend.
Shout out Palace. Shout out City.
Shout
I
out
wonder
Palace.
how that final is gonna go.
Yeah.
Palace.
You know what? Palace could win it.
Palace are like a.
They have the Ollie.
they're like a bogey
what's his
team
name?
for City.
Oh, I would love a
Ollie.
Palace.
What's his name?
I would
Ollie.
love it.
Ollie.
Ollie, what?
Never mind. I'm more chronically on football.
Oh, you're
TikTok.
talking about the TikToker.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on.
Dean Hoyson, 28. Think a little too low in my opinion.
Too low, yeah.
Garnacho, 27.
Garnacho dropped stock, Loki.
Yeah, he has dropped a stock this season. We'll talk
Ousmane
about him.
Diomande, center back, 26.
He's a good little player.
Desiree Doué, 25.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's
What
crazy.
are we doing?
Ridiculous.
we
That's
doing?
crazy.
Ridiculous.
Top 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's top 5.
Yes.
U21s, you have Yamal, obviously. I think he should be first.
Mhm.
Bellingham,
Yep. Verts.
Verts.
Yeah. Musiala.
Is he under 21?
We'll check the list.
I don't think he is.
He's there.
We'll head into the top 10. Actually, let me see if there's any notable. 23, Lenny Oro.
Yeah, give me the notable ones.
Milos-
Lenny Orr over Desiree Doué.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. Milos
crazy.
Kirkes, 21. Okay. No, not really. Kenan Yildiz, 20. Great talent there. Estevao, 19. Now, I know a lot of people are
Okay,
hyping
come
this
on.
guy up.
Christ.
They're hyping
That's
this guy up.
crazy.
But
Off of what? yeah,
That's
that's crazy.
like he has a potential to become a great
Don't get me
player.
wrong, but man.
Yeah.
But fuck me, man.
He's also playing for Chelsea, so he is not seeing any minutes
A lick.
in the next 3 years.
Arda
next?
Güler, 18th.
Too low, man.
Too low, I agree. Alejandro Balde, 17th. Too
Too
low
high.
as well.
Oh.
Too high?
Okay, maybe too
Too low.
No, too low. I meant. too
Wow.
low.
Fermin Lopez, 16.
Where,
a little
where do
too
you,
high.
where do you want Balde?
Balde? I think he sneaks top 10. He's been probably
How many?
Let's get to top 10.
he's
and
probably
we'll
been the
see.
best left back this
Yeah.
season.
Okay.
Let's get into top 10. By the way, John Duran is 13th, which is fucking crazy.
John Durant dropped so much stock.
What is
for
he
going to
doing
Saudi.
up there?
Yeah, anyone that goes to Saudi.
Savinho, 10th.
No.
Ridiculous.
Crazy. No.
Alexander Pavlovich, 9th.
Crazy.
He's a good
and you'll
player.
see
He's a
there's
good
a
little
lot
player,
of
though. No.
Bundesliga bias in here because ESPN have the rights to the
Ah,
Bundesliga.
fair.
Really, eh?
Same with La Liga, I think. I think they have
I
La
think they
Liga
do,
too.
yeah.
They do.
So a lot of bias towards those two
clearly.
leagues here.
Pavlovich, he's a good little player, but
Yeah.
Gavi, 8th.
Sure.
Xavi Simons, 7th. Why is he still up
Lad,
here?
Come on, man.
Why is he still up
Come on. That's the Bundesliga bias.
here? Oh my goodness. Zaire Emery, 6th. I'm sorry. No.
Too high.
Yeah,
I'm
way
sorry,
too
no.
high.
Yeah.
He's
Way too high.
I'm not biased now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, way too high. Joao Neves, 5th. Fair.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit higher, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's close enough.
But 5th is good. Pau Kubarsi, 4th. That's one I forgot to mention in the top 5. I think he
Fair.
makes my top 5 for
Musiala's
sure.
not there?
Musiala's not there. And 3rd, you have Bellingham.
okay.
They have Wirtz over Bellingham at 2nd. And then
Fair
obviously
debate,
number
though.
1 is Lamine Yamal.
Yeah. All right.
This is an awful list.
It's
This
not
is
good.
a horrendous list.
This is a very
Yeah,
bad
it's
list.
not good.
What basketball guy they put on that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not good.
They need
It's
real.
just killing the reputation. Just
Yeah.
like we are, to be honest.
It was-
but
What?
just like we are.
How?
Like, you know, like people see our horrendous takes that we clip up.
No.
You
What are-
fucking
what are-
asshole.
What
no,
are
I'm not.
horrendous-
I'm
You
looking at
fucking-
both of you. What the fuck?
No,
What horrendous
his
takes
eyes
have
like dead-eyed
Give me
on.
an I need a concrete example of a horrendous take that we've
I know exactly
where
what he's
we've
gonna say.
brought the
I know
reputation
exactly what you're
of
gonna say.
Canada down.
Like,
He's trying to think of one that isn't mine. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
like,
Like
Like Mbappe in
Mbappe
D tier.
in D tier.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty bad.
like Gabrielle overrated. You could argue that.
There you go. Yeah, it's doing pretty good again.
Like,
that clip.
is it?
Yeah.
Anyways, we
Poor
can move on.
poor take.
We can
Like
move
Hakimi Ballon d'Or, maybe.
Hold on, I want to look at her. I want to look at her videos.
No?
on. Salah's,
Oh, like if
Salah's gonna win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. No. What?
Salah?
Blake.
What? What?
He's
Salah's
still
gonna win a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
he's still up
No, he's
there.
not.
Who do you think's gonna win it?
I don't think he's in top 3 right now.
Jesus.
I seriously
Antoine,
don't.
what?
You when you think of the Ballon d'Or, you have to think of the competition that allows players to like the competition that rates them the most, which is the Champions League. Where is Salah in the Champions League?
Yeah, but no one.
He has ghosted against PSG in the round of 16, and before that had 3 goals in the entire tournament,
Yeah,
where
but-
you play 3 more games than
Okay,
you would
Desiree
usually.
Doué is gonna win the Champions League if you guys, or win the Ballon d'Or if you guys do it. Or
He's gonna win the Golden Boy. I'll tell you that. Whoever wins the Champions League, if it's Barca, it's Kubarsi that wins the Golden Boy. If it's PSG, it's Desiree Doué that wins the Golden
Is
Boy.
Liverpool in the Club World Cup? No,
No.
right?
That shouldn't matter. I mean, I guess
If
but it would,
PSG wins the Champions League, it's going to be Dembele. I promise you, it is. Salah has no chance of winning the Ballon d'Or anymore. He doesn't. We talked about this.
Yeah.
No, but
We talked about.
I don't
this.
think. I think he
No,
still
he
has
has no chance.
He
I
still
don't
has a
care.
slim chance. But
No, he
needs,
doesn't.
Like,
No, he doesn't.
he needs.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, if Inter win the Champions League and Lautaro Martinez
That's
does
his
not
best
have another
chance.
goal contribution,
That's his best chance.
Then-
So what if Arsenal win the Champions League? Who? I
That's a
think
good
it's still
point as
probably
well.
Salah.
then it's probably
No, it's not.
It's not an Arsenal player.
It's not Salah. I promise you
Is
that.
it Rice?
It's not Rice, dude.
It's
Ballon d'Or's gone if it's Rice. I'm sorry.
it's probably Rafinha or Pedri.
No, he's good. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking fantastic. We've given him so much credit this year. He's a great player, one of the best midfielders in the world. Okay, but this is the truth of the matter. If he wins the Ballon d'Or, the whole system needs to be torn down and rebuilt.
Bro, Jorginho almost won it, so no, it doesn't.
That was when it was based.
And
on
we
trophies.
talked so much shit about that.
You what?
I'm saying Champions
that
League.
ends-
You just said.
I was saying,
you
bro,
just
and that
won
was
the
Italy.
Euro.
And that was
said
Italy.
They changed
And that
their
was Italy.
criteria.
And that was Italy.
Okay,
And
They
that was
changed
Italy.
their criteria
but clearly you still think of the
because
trophies
it's the
matter.
biggest competition in Europe.
But you just,
You think they're gonna go for the fucking top scorer of Serie A too? No.
but
So why should it be? Why?
Because Salah has also
Yes,
done
he's
a,
had
been on a generational
yes.
run.
Did
this year.
Thierry Henry win the Ballon d'Or when he had 20 plus assists in 1 year? No, he didn't.
True.
True.
But they changed the requirements, Antoine.
They did. It was based off of trophies. Now it's based off of contributions in the biggest stage, like how you perform actually, basically in the biggest stage. Sure, Salah has an incredible season in the Premier League. Historic, no question. Does he have a chance of winning the Ballon d'Or? I don't think so. I think he's gonna be fourth.
He has a little.
I think he's gonna be third or fourth.
He has a little.
I think he'd be
chance.
third or fourth in the rankings.
Okay.
Probably, but
It's gonna be top three. You're gonna have whoever wins the Champions League. It's gonna be that
Yes.
main player there.
But in no
So,
particular order.
In no particular order, I think Rafinha, Pedri, Dembele, top three.
yeah, could argue.
Sure.
Lautaro Martinez could sneak it.
Maybe if they win the Champions League.
Thing about Lautaro is he hasn't put up the stats.
If they win the Champions League, he'll be higher. I
Like,
don't
he
think.
does,
I don't
but
think.
not
I
to
don't think
the-
he'll win.
Not
the
to the
Ballon d'Or.
level that you want to.
I'm just thinking he almost won it last year,
But Argentina.
but Argentina. Yeah.
No, if Inter
I'm
wins,
telling
If
you, he has
Lautaro
a
just put up
chance.
a
He has an
little more
outside
stats
chance.
as a striker, I know it's not his.
And also-
that's not his role. But that's I think what will hold him back from actually winning a Ballon d'Or and from people seeing him as like the player that he is that he plays that striker and he doesn't always put the stats up.
but also whoever wins the Ballon d'Or will also have to put in great performances in the semifinals and the finals. It could be. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it could be Declan Rice. If Declan Rice again has two incredible games in the semifinal and a man of the match
That
performance
is
in the
true.
final, it could still be him.
That is true.
It's about the performances in the biggest games.
True.
It could still be like it could be anyone. I think it's anyone's to win.
The thing holding Arsenal players back is that they're not leading in their league,
Yeah.
which
Neither. Yeah.
anyways.
I mean, Barca still could not win the league, but they probably will. So.
Anyways, let's move on because we're spending way too much time on this episode, and I have to give it to the studio because it is so comfortable to yap.
It is such
It
a
is
good
nice.
yapper.
It is
It's
nice.
I feel great.
This is good. I was worried about like the environment. You know, it might not be like optimal. It
Yeah.
have like some subconscious effects that makes me want to go through episodes faster. But no,
No.
it's kind of doing the opposite.
Yeah.
May not be good for our listeners. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into the next little bit of news. I want to touch on really, really quickly. We have some history here in the English football pyramid. Wrexham is going to the championship, boys. Shout out to them.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Was
The
it
first time
team
in history a team has gone back to back
to back?
promotions.
Yeah.
How
Are they that good? I didn't know they were that good.
over under 3 years?
Yeah.
Over under 3 years till we see them in the Premier League.
Under.
Over. Slightly.
Lads,
I know this from my football manager days. If you're climbing the English pyramid, the championship is by far
yeah.
the hardest to go up to.
However, no championship team has the money or the pull that Wrexham does.
Does no team have the money that Wrexham does?
I mean, look at the teams going down. Leicester.
The pull then. Because sure, you can go to Leicester as a 30-year-old Englishman who might have to stay in the championship for the rest of his career. But if you go to Wrexham, you know that there's like another aspect
There's a project
of
there.
social media hype and fame that you can garner if you do take the jump and go to Wrexham. And you get to meet Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that's how they've gone. That's been their
yeah,
way they've done it so
Fair.
far, and I don't see how that
That
will
is fair.
drastically change when they go into the championship. Not saying they're going to go up next season, but
can you, while I do this next to the app session, can you ask ChatGPT the last time someone went League One back-to-back promotions to the Premier League? Do you know what I'm saying? Actually, no, you don't have to look that
it's
up.
been like no one's ever
Ipswich.
done it.
Wasn't it Ips?
Wait,
Didn't
what do you
Ipswich
mean?
do it?
Oh, back to
Didn't
back.
Ipswich? Yeah, back-to-back promotions from
Yeah.
League One to the
Yeah.
Premier League. You know what? So it's not impossible, but I don't think the streak is going to continue with Wrexham. I think they're at least spending 2 buffer years in the championship. Maybe in year 3 they come up.
Yeah.
The competition is fierce. They're going to have to be competing next year with the Ipswich, the Southampton, and the Leicester, which look really shit right now, but in the Premier League. In the championship, they're going to look miles better.
ChatGPT says
especially Leicester.
Southampton, but
Southampton?
yeah,
In what year?
2011, 12.
Maybe that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's right. Maybe Ipswich did have a buffer year in the
I
championship
think they
as well.
did, to be honest.
Maybe they did.
Maybe.
Maybe they did. Maybe I don't know.
Gonna
Anyways,
miss them, man.
but no team just comes with the championship and instantly
Yeah.
goes up. So
Shout out Arthur Okonkwo, man.
What about Luongo?
Arthur Okonkwo plays for Wrexham,
Oh.
but
shout out
Massimiliano
what is,
or Massimo Luongo is good too.
he's good.
Mullen.
He loves it.
Mullen, what's his name?
Paul Mullen.
Paul Mullen. We should get Miles on this segment. He's an
I
expert.
don't know.
Expert on Wrexham, I'm telling you.
Arthur Okonkwo, man. If you know, you know.
Anyways.
Arsenal
Come on.
legend.
Favorite Ryan Reynolds movie?
I just watched Proposal. It was actually really good.
Oh, that's such a Blake answer, man.
Okay.
Wait, Proposal, is that like a rom-com? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What about you?
That's a Blake answer. I'm pretty basic. Probably the first Deadpool. Yeah. What other Ryan Reynolds movie is there? I'm thinking of a big one, I feel like. There's like some massive animated one I'm missing. I
I'm
feel
not
like.
well educated on this topic. I can't.
Neither am I, really.
Yeah.
Can you name us some, Blake?
Jay Rodriguez plays for Wrexham.
Okay, no, he cannot. no,
Jay
he
Rodriguez
cannot.
plays for Wrexham.
What if Vardy goes there for you?
That's what people are
Maybe.
saying.
Yeah,
Because
he could.
Vardy is leaving for people who didn't
Yeah, let's
know.
get on to that.
Yes.
There's not really much to say. It's kind of old news.
A
but-
Premier League
Legend.
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 Yes. A Premier League legend
Jay Rodriguez.
leaving the league.
Wow.
All right.
Crazy.
Okay.
Blake doesn't care.
I think a 1 year in the championship does him well, and then he goes wherever.
I'm just
he
looking
goes.
at the Wrexham
Yeah.
squad. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to talk about? Like, I want to touch on the United news as well.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go fucking play by play here
Are we now?
on
We'll see.
the Bournemouth game, but in the past week, United look sure to sign. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Continue.
I'm showing him that Arthur Okonkwo just plays for Arsenal.
I thought it was. Anyways, continue.
Because that's remember he said
Yeah, continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like Mateusz Cunha is going to United.
I saw that.
Is my point
Yeah.
here.
okay.
We're gonna pay his release clause.
That's a lot of
Looks
money.
like we're really in for Liam Delap as well. Don't know how I feel about those. However, big possibility that Garnacho goes now in the summer.
Which would be good, bad?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I don't think Garnacho really fits in the Samarim system. I would much rather get a Cunha that can play that 10 role. And as far as Liam Delap goes, maybe that means Hoyland goes. I don't know.
Good riddance.
God,
or-
he's so shit.
He is bad.
He's so bad. So is Xerxes.
I'm losing confidence in Hoyland. I still think he is.
You haven't lost all confidence yet?
No. I'm losing. Like, no matter his performances, I will maintain that I think he's a good player. That is a classic example of coming to United and just ruining your career. Something in the mentality,
Just like Onana.
or the environment, maybe the fucking weather. I don't know what it is, but I think we could sell Hoyland this summer to Serie A, Bundesliga, whatever, and I think he tears it up in the next couple of years. And you are once again clowning United for being United
Sure.
and
I sure
having
hope
players
so.
do so
Me
much
too.
better after they leave. And that'll hurt because I will maintain I think Hoyland is a really good player that just cannot work at United. I don't understand why. Yeah. Same thing with Garnacho, low-key. I think it's
Yeah.
the perfect time to sell Garnacho. I think he has obvious talent. but he is declining, and I think this summer you could still.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
You could
not
still get
full
some
shit
good
where
money
you're
from him.
not getting nothing for
Exactly.
him. He's not
Exactly.
Anthony level where like you have to borderline pay teams to get him. He still has value and teams see that.
Mhm.
But it's kind of becoming obvious that maybe the train has left the station for his time at United, you know? As far as next season, that would give us options of Mateus Cunha and Bruno playing the 10s, maybe, unless Bruno plays an 8. It would give us Ugarte, and we'd have to bring in another 8 to play alongside him. That would have to be, well, not Quenda anymore because Chelsea got him.
Yeah.
But it'd have to be maybe a right-sided player instead of Dallo. Maybe Liam Delap up top if Hoyland doesn't go.
Mm.
Or if Hoyland does go.
This transfer window is certainly going to be interesting.
It's gonna be good for everyone.
You know what I
Listen.
think we should do on the spot? I think we should have an episode where we all rebuild teams. Like we all
full
like
rebuild
ideal
episode. I love
transfer
that.
window episode.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
I love that. And do like a full on, like you have the budget in front of you. Like we talk about like
100%.
how it would actually work if teams could do that. If you're doing it in installments,
Yeah.
fucking all of that shit.
Yeah,
100%.
that's good.
All of that shit.
100%. Because footy's going to get dead after the
Yeah,
World Cup.
no, we
there's
need
that
to-
there's that period between July and August.
Transfers will
before-
still be cool.
They'll still be cool,
They'll be
100%.
packed, but
But
Yeah.
that's where we should really.
Yeah, smart.
yeah, we're getting creative with segments this summer for
We
sure.
are.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Yep.
But hey, man, I'm fucking looking forward to it. Anyways, boys, is there anything else to talk about?
All right,
255.71.
255.71, not bad.
On the United segment.
United segment. 'Cause
Decent.
Usually you kind of were doing it there too. You just you keep going with like all your. That's what I was showing him. I was showing him this timer.
So the Luongo thing you told me is just a complete lie.
Yeah. He's not happy.
But no, usually you be like, yeah, we're not gonna talk about United. And it's like this thing and then this thing and this thing and this thing, and it's all valid stuff. But it's just like,
Oh, I'm actually seeing that we're coming in a little bit under time. We're sitting at about an hour 13 right now.
okay,
Which
so you cut
is-
off the first couple of minutes. We're sitting about an hour 10.
okay, we
Or
want to
if
aim
our
for
average is
120.
if our average is an hour 20.
Okay,
then
so let's.
But isn't that
well.
what we said? 105 to 120. I think
Yeah,
that was the idea.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's
yeah.
try it. Okay, let's quickly go over Champions League. Preview
Oh, the
Champions
preview.
League.
preview Champions
Definitely
League.
forgot
And then we
about
can
that.
stop. No laptop needed.
I'm shitting bricks.
Yeah, I'm a little
I'm not
scared.
gonna lie. No, you're not.
I'm not.
Not as much as me. Why? Because from an objective point of view, we've been playing not as good as before PSG have. We just lost our undefeated streak in Liga to Nice. We played our best team there, and we still lost. And the performances before that against Nantes, even against Aston Villa, I didn't think we were very good. I'm a little worried because Arsenal can capitalize on those mistakes. They can capitalize on those bad stints of form. And the best time to do it is tomorrow at the Emirates. If Arsenal really want to do good in this tie, they're capitalizing tomorrow because PSG are kind of a little bit on a bad run of form. And Mikel Arteta knows how to deal with that the best.
Yeah, the only thing I'm nervous about is that in our last game against PSG, it took a header from Kai Havertz, who is no longer available to play for us, and it was a weird free kick that
A mistake from Donnarumma.
probably should have had.
Yeah.
So it's like two not fluky goals. The second one's probably fluky.
You also dominate PSG in that game.
No, we literally had a conversation on this
I thought
podcast
we were- I
on
thought
how
we
they
did, no?
on how they low blocked the entire game.
See, he was mad because we did absolutely outclass them, but he's mad because he didn't think it was. He thought we just sat
We
back.
watched this
They
game
did.
together, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
No, we
We
didn't.
watched
We
it
watched
with
it
him.
with
I was
you?
in class
Yeah.
watching it.
We did absolutely outclass them. They really didn't have any lick in the game, in my opinion.
You
I
just
swear,
played
at
your
least
low
for the
block.
first half, like
They didn't dominate
it
us. They
worked.
just played their low
And it
block.
worked.
It did, but they didn't dominate us.
Fair
Who had
enough.
more of the ball? We did.
Fair
we had
enough.
more of the chances as well.
But I think we dominated the game plan. Like I think we did exactly what
He
we
coached
wanted
a
to
great
do.
game, Arteta. I'll give you that.
And I don't think we're gonna do that again. Maybe
No.
in parts, but we have to definitely go for some attacking.
You
play.
a little bit scared of Saliba's mistake proneness at the
No.
moment?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's a blip. It isn't something that concerns me at all.
You know what I'm scared of? Marquinhos' mistake proneness.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think we have to shoot. I think the biggest thing I would say is just shoot.
I
on
think you
Donnarumma.
target Marquinhos exactly. I think you circle him on
Yeah.
on the game sheet and you say this guy has been at the crime scene of every single PSG
Yeah.
exit within the last 5 years, and we need to make that happen again.
Yeah.
So how do you guys stop the kind of false nine system you each got going on? Is it like the midfield? Is it like one of the João Neves or Vitinha that needs to stop it, or Fabian Ruiz? Is it going to be Saliba coming out to stop Dembele? Is it going to be one of your midfielders that just man marks him? Like, how is that going to work?
That's a great question.
It's a really good question. I think Arsenal have it a little easier.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing. Just because of the pure height of the midfielders.
That's what I was going to say.
Mm.
And our false nine striker is also a midfielder.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of bigger in stature already. And we talked about his hold-up play being great. So I think if we use our size and if Thomas Partey in the second leg especially, obviously, comes back and we are already in a good position, I think that really, really has a huge impact on the game. If we can go in with even just a 1-goal lead, even if we're drawing, like I don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
I think Thomas Partey just adds another element that maybe will surprise PSG or just like, catch them off guard a little bit since he isn't playing in the first game.
The height thing is always something that worried me in this PSG midfield, and it kind of got pushed away because of the technical ability that our midfielders have. But against Aston Villa, the reason why they played so good in the second leg was because they added height to the midfield in Amadou Onana.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought they should have done in the first leg. And when he came on at halftime, in the first leg, he kind of gave them a little bit more stability in the midfield.
Yeah.
But when we're up against tall midfielders, it tends to be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
There's no ignoring the technical quality of Vitinha, of Fabian Ruiz, and of João Neves. It's there, no question. But when faced up against a little bit taller opposition, there's a little bit of control that kind of goes away, I think. And I'm scared that that's going to happen against Declan Rice, notably, tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Last thing I'll say is that I still don't know what lineup we're going to go with. We might play Trossard at striker. I think that's what we did in the last game against Palace. We did.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah, we did. So I think we're probably going to go with that again, which is unfortunate. Yeah. That's the one other thing that could be a big issue is that while it worked against some random team that we beat 4-0, Ipswich, I don't know who it was. I forget. Well, it worked
Against them.
against them, against PSG, in a system that isn't familiar with us and players that we don't always have in those spots. That hasn't always worked. It's gonna be different. So maybe that could be a bit of a favor in PSG. But again, I'm confident. I think Saka versus Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes is a great player, but I give Saka the edge, especially after what he did against Real Madrid. I know it was
Against
Alaba.
an aging David Alaba. I think it's going to be very interesting.
I think
I wouldn't put it past Saka to absolutely destroy Nuno Mendes, but I also can't see a world in which Nuno Mendes has a stinker of a performance like David Alaba.
I don't see that either. But I just think Saka. I think he's gonna be ready.
Okay.
I think the whole team's gonna be ready. I think
No
it'll be
score
a great
prediction?
game. I don't like doing score predictions.
I'll give a score prediction.
Go ahead.
I think. Where's the game tomorrow?
At the Emirates.
Arsenal win tomorrow. 1-0.
Yeah.
Off a corner or something. It's
Definitely a set piece.
It's a tight game.
It's definitely going to be a set piece.
I think you have
for
more chances throughout the game. I think Dembele in particular struggles bad.
Okay.
I would
Very
like
bad.
that. I would like
Okay.
that to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0. I don't know how the
I'll s-
reverse leg is gonna work.
I'll
but
say 2-1.
my overall tie prediction is that Arsenal is going to the Champions League final. That's my overall prediction. Not bad on you got on PSG. I
Right.
can't say you guys. This is an audio podcast. Join. But I think PSG will still hold their heads high,
Yeah.
but that this is more Arsenal's time, and they'll be better equipped to deal with it. And I don't want to get too deep into it, but I just think they are
Okay.
better equipped to deal with you guys. I think it's a better matchup for them.
We'll see.
And I think Inter's a better matchup for Barcelona, which is why, maybe controversially, even though Inter's in bad form in the domestic leagues, I think they beat Barcelona.
Interesting. Barca PSG Champions League final.
Barca PSG Champions League final is what I would like more,
I think so.
but my prediction is
I think we draw
Arsenal,
tomorrow
Inter.
and win at the Parc.
at the back.
I don't want to watch my team in the Champions League final. I no.
It's a
Be a
weird feeling. I'll tell
Boring
you that.
ass Champions League final too if it's you versus Inter. My lord.
Yeah, I could not.
Oh, you versus Barca would be fucking fantastic. Oh, I'd love that so much.
I couldn't do it. I would cry. Like
That'd be
I'd actually,
so fun.
guys. Oh my
We're getting into the meat and potatoes, as they say.
Meat and potatoes of this. You got Leafs. Like
I know. Like I don't. Like I can't even imagine I can't even remember what it was like. I kind of can. Watching the Raptors in the finals, that was an experience.
yeah.
Like to watch Arsenal, like my team that my team in my
Mhm.
first choice sport, crazy.
First choice sport.
Like to play.
To watch.
To watch.
To watch over a full season, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Guys, playoff hockey, there's nothing better. Like, I'm so sorry. It's actually crazy. Guys, I'm sorry. It's actually crazy.
All right.
He's
Like,
Canadian.
I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You can
We'll
have
get
a,
over
you
it.
can
I
have you
think-
can have a Champions League final that's terrible. You're I sound like a final, guys. Oh my god. Like, birds flying. The Oilers fucking won yesterday. So annoying. Anyway.
What's that series at?
2-2. They should have been down 3-0.
I saw that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been yet another episode of the
Little finger.
6-Yard Box podcast. Do we want to do? Oh. Do we want to do an FPL roundup?
Oh, we definitely should not.
I'm going to keep this very, very short, but this week was a blank game week.
This guy's sleeping, bro.
It's not going to switch to you, Blake. You have to be talking to your mic for the camera to switch to you. Actually,
I edit the podcast. I can do it.
Anyways, it was a blank game week.
this
and
is an all-time bad game week
Yeah.
for Antwerp.
This is getting into the
It
history
was a
books
blank
for
game
sure.
week, so we all had to play our free hit because so many good teams were playing in the FA Cup and their opponents didn't have a game to play. So we all had to play our free hit, but Antoine over here
Oof.
forgot
Definitely
to fucking
slept
play
past the
his
deadline.
free hit. I woke up at 3 a.m. in a sweat, having
That's crazy. How do
having
you wake up at
flashbacks
3
of
a.m.?
forgetting to set
Oh
my
my god,
team.
my FPL team. No, you don't.
Of forgetting to
There's
set my
no way,
team.
bro.
And I woke up and I did it in 2 minutes.
Nah,
You're not.
dude.
Why you care? The FPL season's over too.
I know it's over, but now I'm just happy that Miles is not going to catch me and I could relax now. This
Like
may
me.
be our last FPL roundup until the end of the season.
Yeah, when we
But-
announce the winner. This is a winner. Winner. Hopefully I still
Bingo card, maybe.
win. Yo, hopefully I still win, dude. I might not.
No, you're
You think
good.
I still got it?
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good. This makes up for the 50 that you got on me
Okay.
when I forgot the deadline.
Okay, perfect.
So
All
I
right.
think we're even now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now this has been another episode of the 6-Yard Box podcast. Yeah, you can get up now, Blake. Sleeping on the fucking job. My goodness. We thank you again for listening to another episode of the production, ladies and gentlemen, a special edition of the 6-Yard Box podcast in our brand new studio with our LED sign that is
sir.
going to give me epilepsy one day. We're going to be adding a lot to the studio over the summer months.
epilepsy.
We're going to switch that United kit
not
with
how
like
that works.
with like something else. I don't know. What do you want that kit to be?
We're doing
It should be an Aaron Ramsdale kit.
An Aaron Ramsdale kit.
okay.
Is
And
that
we're
going to be Onano up there?
maybe,
Oh God, I hate him.
or maybe we just put another one
Actually,
there.
no, I
You
love him.
actually like. I question if it's racially motivated at this point because
What is he talking?
we were
about?
having a conversation before, and there's no black keeper that's
My
this
man.
good that you be
My
that you
man.
hating on.
Mignon, yeah.
Yeah, there's Mignon. But you'll be hating
Laurie's clear.
like even Emi Martinez, who makes just as many mistakes and who is just as
go
even
ahead.
more of a shithouse.
Yeah.
You don't make as much fun of him.
Wow, he does. He does.
He does not.
He,
He
digs.
doesn't.
What are you
doesn't.
talking
You
about?
don't
If
make
Emi-
as much
but,
fun about
it
Emi
also has
Martinez.
to do with you being a United fan. If Emi Martinez is
What?
a United keeper,
That's fair.
oh, dude, you wouldn't hear
That
the
is
end of
fair.
it.
Every day of my life, I say I was right. Emi Martinez is overrated. I say that every day.
Yeah.
Every day I say that, Julian.
I love how you stop pulsating the slide
Because
it's like
I
shit,
thought we
we're
were
not
ending
done
it,
yet.
but no,
Fuck, I hate him too, bro.
No, but you'll never like before the start of an episode bring up an Emi Martinez mistake
yeah,
compilation.
because Onana's funny, bro. He's like comedy in net.
I don't disagree with that. Anyways, we're gonna figure out the kits and we're gonna figure out the rest of the setup. Maybe we'll bring up some little memorabilia on the
Yeah,
table
why not?
here
Why
eventually.
not?
Eventually, we'll have a whole other person on this table
True.
when Miles comes in June. But for now, I am loving how it looks, and glad I could not be happier. with
Perfect.
this. Everybody, this has been the 6-Yard Box.
We're flashing again.
If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know down in the comments who here is the biggest homer and has the most bias on the podcast. If you're giving us a 5-star rating on either Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star rating and let us know that question as well. And once again, everybody, this has been a special episode of the 6ixYardBox podcast. And Blake, see us away.
We out.
See ya.
See you Thursday.